Welcome, mercenaries. It's Osama. Welcome back to the Syndicate. Today's episode is going to be a final loadout for the Rock River Arms Factory SBR 10.3 inch barrel, 5.56 millimeter or 223. And you know how we do. We just jump right on in. So here we go. So after long awaited time with the ATF and having to go back and forth with some extra paperwork and all the extra nonsense, we finally got the stamp of approval from the Alphabet Boys. So we're going to go over it. If you haven't seen it in the community post, here it is right here in the flesh. Probably get some shooting. Maybe if today's Tuesday, we'll say probably tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, we'll go and get some shooting done. How about that? All right, enough talking. Let's get into it. So, here she is. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to bring it to the camera. OSS, or what they now call themselves, HUXWRX, as in H is in Hilo, U is in Umbrella, X is in X-Ray, W as in Whiskey, R is in Romeo, X is in X-Ray. So, this is one of the first, and I can't really say first, but one of the more, I guess you could say, first for rifle caliber suppressors, one of the first baffleless suppressors. So this operates off this turbine core here. And basically, and since the can is already taken apart, the sleeve, which is nothing but a cover, as this is the most important part because it also has the serial number and the make and model. But yeah, as in a traditional baffle can, where their baffles lined up, and that kind of makes or break the length, but it's also seeing these a little bit longer depending on caliber. But basically, this turbine core here, if you want to call it that, is the essential piece of the suppressor. So basically what happens is, when you mount it in, and I'll also show this here now, but here you can see it's an indentation on the interior where it locks up with the brake here. So basically, and I can just maybe just maybe, yep. All right. And so the prongs in here that it's screwing onto mount onto here, which holds it in. And I just keep it on here just to help simplify it. So basically, and for you safeties out there, nothing but cosmetics here. We don't play with anything unloaded. I know someone's going to tell YouTube. So basically, when the bullet, goes through the barrel and through this turbine here, there are a few things that happen. Don't know if you can really see it, but at each 90 degree here is a vent. So basically, when this sleeve goes over, when the suppressor is on all the way, it has holes inside. So what happens, and I'm just going to sit this down, is that on the interior here, on the inside, the air, or should I say the gas, is spun around and it exits the front holes here in the front. See if y'all can see that there. So that's one way it helps cool down the gases. It traps it in there, sends it out the front. Now what happens with the remainder of the gas that's still stuck in there is that coming through, the gas will spin along these helical or spiral pathways, which spin the gas up. Then what happens is the gas goes back inside. You understand what I'm saying? Travels back in here, and then finally the gases come out the front. So does two things. Sends the first set of gases out, and also cools down the second set of gases to cool down the explosion. That's where you get the big sonic boom. It's basically not only the bullet breaking the sound barrier, but it's also with the loud bang that comes out of these short barrel rifles also. So remember, the longer dwell time you have, the quieter the gun is going to be. So with the short barrel here, if I was to shoot it without the can on it, would be loud and concussive, just like your AR pistols, Dracos, and things of that nature. So basically, the gas runs here, runs back, runs out. I know you're saying, damn, Osama, that kind of maybe defeats the purpose if all the gas isn't going out at the same time. Well, to be truthful to you, I'm not an engineer or expert about how these cans work. So this is my first one of this type of technology. I shot it about a year or so ago while I was in the probation period, if you want to call it. I was having my conjugal visit, and like I say, they say that they're hearing safe. I never had a chance to shoot it indoors without ears to confirm that, but shot it outside. And I want to say it probably measures just under the OSHA limit of 140 decibels, about 138. And that's with the short barrel here too. So I say with a longer 16-inch barrel, we'll probably say maybe about 136 dBs suppressed is the reading on the meters. But very interesting design. Very interesting design. And as you can see, and I will demonstrate. See if we can get that to stand. Boom, look at that magic trick. So, what we'll do is we'll put this bad boy together. And let's do it right the first time. Alright, and there's these little notches here at the bottom. Like I said, where the important information is, these little notches, that's where your bottom of your cover locks into. Alright, then we'll put this on. Now as you can look, even if I screw it, it doesn't lock in together. I know you're probably like, wow, why is that? So going back here to the muzzle here, there are two tapers. I'm going to ahead and sit that down. Two tapers. One right here to where this holds the can together, and this one back here to hold, well, this puts on the, I guess you can, I've been calling it a, you guys excuse me, I've been calling it a damn turbine. But this is what actually locks the can together. So turbine screws onto here, and the whole can mounts onto here. So there's actually two mounting points, to be truthful to. I know you're like, damn, that's a lot. Then you're like, well, he has this bayonet lug here. I guess he's never going to use that. And that's probably true, because the can covers it, and I can't put a bayonet on there. But if I ever decide to put something else on here, I have another 5.56 can. I'm going to keep that a secret, though. But I have this one in here for the time being. It maybe depend on how I like it versus the other one. Depends on which one will be permanently mated to the suppressor. So what you would do is, like I say, see that? Falls out. It's not locked into place. So what you would do is this. And then let me also show you something too. So, now I'll just take this back off. So when you put this brake on here, it doesn't necessarily need any type of timing, because it's not a muzzle brake. It's more like a flash hider. And like I said, every 90 degrees is like a port. So when you shoot it, one goes that way. One goes up and down. One goes left and right. One goes to the bottom. So it kind of helps keep it centered when you shoot, which is another good design about this here. But to get back into the nitty gritty, what you would do is for this is that if I screw it on clockwise, it's not going to go on. It just spins. Comes right off, and you're like, wow, Osama, it must be broke. Nah, son. So what happens is, and I've first seen this on a YouTube channel. I want to say it was Military Arms channel. So basically, it's on. All right, it might not be screwed on, but it's on. I would see people shoot the rifle, like shoot, and you will see it spin on, and you see me going counterclockwise. All right, look, it's on. And if you don't believe me, now it's on now. There's the deflector tool. I don't have it right here. It's next to the camera. I didn't get it. But it's a tool that goes right here. You hook it up, I think it's to like a 1/2-inch socket. And that's how you tighten it on in. And it's made for it not to ever come off. And if I want to take it off, I go clockwise with it. The turbine comes off and everything comes off, and bam. There we go. I know you like, I don't think I like that, Osama, that the can isn't together until I put it on. Well, that might be true, but that's just the nature of the design. I don't think the new ones now do that. And then screw that bad boy right on. Locked into place. And like I say, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. So, rock solid. Also, if you can see here, we have the MagPul RVG rail vertical grip. Don't know why I put it on here. I just like the look of a foregrip, man. I played too much SOCOM when I was a teenager and figured that foregrip, even though it doesn't recoil much, has to be on here. EOTech 512 A65. So this has been zeroed in for 100 yards. So no matter where you at, I'm a pow, take you out. And I say plenty of room here for charging handle access, factory selector. Now I know you're probably looking at this bulk carrier group, and this is the actual factory coating. I want to say it's just naked steel, but I could be wrong. Could be like a nickel boron or something of that nature, but don't quote me. And this gun, I really want to keep it factory. I like that old school factory look, you know. A3 collapsible stock. And like I say, this is a mil spec tube. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-position collapsible stock. A2 grip. Might just change this out. I'm a fan of Ergo. So Ergo is my go-to pistol grip for ARs. Have it on the Scar 17. And on my other ARs, I usually keep them on there. Other than that, it's just a plain fun rifle to shoot. Now, I do have a Sylvan Arms folding adapter, a Gen 3, brand new in the pack. And I might just take this on off and put that on and have a little folder. It can be a smaller package with the can on there. Then you know when it's time for action. Well, you know. Then, you know, go right into the game. Bah, 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 bah. You know, just like that. And I pump to people like Osama, you should have get you a bad lever. I'm not really a fan of bad levers, to be truthful to you. I mean, they serve a good purpose, you know, quick, you know, like I was doing here. Pull it back in its lock. You know, I really can't, you know, bring it back unless I bring my thumb on in. And you see, that's not a good idea to let your charging handle slam in like that. But topic for another time. And I say, nice setup here. Nice and compact. We'll get some shooting in, and hopefully, if I can get the range to myself at my favorite training ground, I can get y'all some video without me shooting any ear pro, so that you know that this is a nice, fine suppressor selection. And I guess I can talk about it now before I leave. Run that on in there. So another thing about these OSS suppressors is that they have very low to no back pressure. So I know you're saying, Osama, what's back pressure? Back pressure is when you have a suppressor, bullet goes through the barrel, through the cannon, out. For every round that goes through and the gas is trapped in, remember, we're talking like going through and creating extra inertia and energy. What happens is that when the bullet exits, it's just like a rocket taking off using the ground as the launch pad for its propulsion so it can propel off the ground. So basically what happens is When the bullet exits, it propels that gas back down in your barrel, back into your action. So that's why when you see a lot of people running suppressed ARs like this one, which is a direct impingement, the gas chamber here gets very dirty fast because of that excess gas that is trapped in the suppressor that gets shot back into the receiver. So basically with this flow-through receiver, flow-through suppressor, is that the gas flows throughout and very minimal, if any, comes back into the chamber. Now, if you're shooting a piston gun, SCAR 16, SCAR 17, CZ Bren M2, Robinson XCR, HK 416, HK 417, or if you want to be civilian friendly, the MR 556, MR 762, any of those piston guns, this is not going to matter because the only thing that actuates the receiver, the bolt carrier in here in the receiver, is the short stroke piston, or if you're using an AK, that piston basically just sends the bolt back and allows the gun to cycle. So you're not really going to need those on a piston gun. I've been running my SCAR 17 for about, I had that rifle for about maybe close to 10 years now. And very little do I have to worry about cleaning my chamber, because with the piston, not much gas. Gas still goes back through the barrel. Now, don't get me wrong on that. The gas is still going to go through the barrel. But the thing about it is, you don't have gas and the direct impingement line both sending gas back. You only have one thing sending back gas. So that helps cut back on the dirt and debris from going back into your receiver here. So that's another fun fact about these OSS cans. Low on back pressure, which is good, because if you've shot, and I like to use this for an example, the SCAR 17, if you shoot that suppressed, you really feel that bolt carrier group slamming back into the stock under suppressed shots. Very brutal depending on what type of loads I'm shooting. If I'm shooting full power 147, 150 grain, it slams into my shoulder. I'm talking about making me think I'm in a football game, how much it slams into my shoulder, and you can really feel it. But the way to counter that is to get a Parker Mountain machine, and it all depends on what can you're using. I can only tell you about the ones that I use for the SCAR, is a 1.35 gas jet. That one only allows the right amount of gas to come back to where it doesn't give you that slamming effect of the bolt carrier group, because SCARs are rough on optics first and foremost, and they're just rough guns overall until you get the gas situation situated if you're running suppressed. So I am actually in the process of upgrading the SCAR 17 right now. I'm actually going to put a new piece of glass on it, upgrading from the Trijicon ACOG. Haven't decided am I going to go with the Trijicon Credo or go with the new VCOG 1-8. And I'm probably going to lean on the VCOG since I have experience with the ACOG. And I'm glad they went from 1-6 to 1-8. The extra 2 magnification might be able to help me out to see, out to 1,000 yards over that 3.5 magnification, which is close to double over the regular VCOG. But now with the 1-8 is more close to triple the magnification. So help you get those good shots out there, 7, 8, 9,000 yards, with the extra magnification. But other than that, to stay back on topic, this OSS here, real nice suppressor. Glad to finally have it home, mercenaries. And like I say, tomorrow, Thursday, I'll go to the range and hopefully I can get there early and I can have it to myself and get some shooting in and let y'all see what it's about. All right, mercenaries, that's it for today on the Syndicate. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay safe, stay legal, stay dangerous, stay prepared. Osama, out.